Okay, let's see. Hello? First of all, I have to figure out. Okay. Mic check real quick. Okay. So, hi. um, uh, I got things to say. It's been so long since I've streamed, it feels like. Not super duper long, but, yeah, let me edit the video. I have quite a bit of stuff to talk about, but not, not everybody is here. Well, why do I say not everybody's here? Not anybody really ever watches, except for a couple people who have asked me where I was, who aren't here yet. However, they tend to watch back the streams occasionally, so I don't know. I don't know if I should explain myself totally and completely, but I usually do when I start streaming again, especially if I take a long break. It's not weird for me to take a long break. It's not something that we're not used to, right? I'm always gone. Sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once. It's only been over the summer. I stopped streaming, at the end, or like in mid-June, because that's when Aaron got home from school. And I said I'd figure out a schedule during the summer, but summer was different. It was a different experience totally for me because it was her first summer break from school, obviously. And so that was a whole experience. The summer kind of started out chaotic here. So, I was navigating a lot of like end of school stuff and other things. And then like 2 weeks, I think, if that, after summer started, as we went on a camping trip. No, it would have been. I think we literally went camping. Ooh. Aaron got out of school like mid June, and the week she got out was like all half days up to Thursday or something like that, and then she had Friday off. And then the next week we went to go camping for about 4 days. And when we got back from that, she started playground program. Also, sorry if I sound stuffy, weather changes and stuff, like, been affecting allergies and everything like that. Anyway, so, yeah, so she had summer program. She absolutely loved it. But the hours were the same, like, for her to go and then to be picked up was the same every day. But she also had, like, she would go see other relatives she doesn't really spend a lot of time with. This summer we spent a lot of time with, like, relatives that we haven't been able to spend time with. And so that was another thing. And so, like, even though I had, like, a 6-hour window during the 5 weeks that she was in playground program to stream, my brain was too focused on, like, what we were going to be doing after I picked her up or whatever else. Like, it was a very busy summer. And then August rolled around, and because we just had a jam-packed summer for the most part, we just stayed home and we were lazy. But, like, because my daughter is home, like, when my daughter's home, like, I don't stream on the weekends like I used to, because she's at that age where she wants to spend time with her mom and her parents, and so we do a lot of things together currently. And so I don't play as much or if I'm like logged into a game, it's something I can set down so that if she wants to do something or if we're going to do something, I don't have to be attentive to my games, and then I just don't play until she's like in bed at night. Um, but I also struggled all August with trying to stay somewhat on a decent sleep schedule. I found myself like staying up until 4 or 5 in the morning, like I was prior to having a normal schedule, which past videos of mine you'll see, because that's when I would make content, is when my family was asleep in bed and I'd be up all night and I'd make content, but then I was like not very present as a mom during the day because I was always so tired. Like, so like I would sleep. My daughter is probably gonna be a night owl too. She would sleep in all the time and then be up forever. Just the other night, on a school night, she was talking about how she stays up sometimes in her bed for like hours before she goes to sleep, which I'm like, that's not great. Um, but yeah, uh, it's good to, start streaming again. Um, I know I always take a break and then I'm like, hey, I'm here. Yeah, so I know I'm saying a lot too, because I have a lot of points to talk about. I talked about my summer. I'm trying not to be super chaotic about the information I'm speaking about, but I want to talk about what my plans are, and I always have plans, and then those plans kind of get tossed away because I always I can't be consistent. I just as a person am not very consistent. Um but I try my best to be. However, for a while now I've been wanting to try to figure out a way to make a second source of income for my house. And I have for a long time had like DoorDash, the Driver Dash stuff installed, and I even had a red card. I had to get one redelivered. But I'm weird about money and stuff, so I wanted to make sure that I had a bank account to put the money in. And I do have a bank account. I just haven't used it in so long that it's just sitting there and needs to be reactivated. So I'm in the process of doing all that, which I was gonna be doing like last year. But then I got caught up. I loved streaming like every day while Aaron was at school. But it's not that I'm streaming to eventually make an income on YouTube or whatever. Right now is like the worst time for that anyways. But I can't how do I say this? I love playing The Sims and I love playing certain games, but there's also games that are coming out for like the Switch that I really want to be playing, and I don't want to just exclusively be The Sims, but if I am, for whatever, like if I do eventually go down that route, because it's just easier for me to stream The Sims because I'm able to storytell. And it's actually easier for me to play The Sims while streaming because it gives me an avenue to like piggyback off of like speaking out. Like I don't talk to myself when I'm playing by myself, if that makes sense. But I do write down like my stories and stuff. Like I'm working on a project right now in another save. And that's a whole nother thing. Like there's a lot. There's a lot that's going on. But I I plan on eventually like right now I would say that because of inflation and everything, don't get me wrong, we definitely are living just fine, whatever we could live on the income that we have, but it's starting to feel very paycheck to paycheck, and I've been a stay-at-home mom that makes no income for quite a while, but I do like organize the finances in the house and stuff like that. Like I'm very involved in the money in the household because I'm better at saving money than my husband is. Um, in the sense that like it's easier for me to like put money away and pretend it's not there, where my husband's like, oh, this cool $5 thing that's at the store, like I'm pretty sure I've got like $200 in the bank. Like, I just pretend that there's not that money there. You know what I mean? And I say, oh, there's $50 in the bank. Like, don't spend any or whatever. Um, it's just my money managing tip to you. Pretend like you have less than what you have. Uh, but so like, it's okay. We live. I say paycheck to paycheck, but I say that saying that like the second or the third and fourth week that we um that a paycheck comes in a month, we do have extra money technically, but then we're like, oh, we can finally go and do something. So then it's like, well, it's paycheck to paycheck because there's not very much left in the bank by the end of those weeks just because we want to treat ourselves. But that's the thing is I want to be able to live comfortably. And if I did DoorDash and stuff like that, I could save up money that's my own money and determine what to do with it and like help pay a bill or whatever. And then we would have extra money. But the main thing about that is that I want to go those avenues and do those things and find other ways, like odd jobs and stuff, to make money, to facilitate a funding for getting a PC, like an actual PC. Which now makes see, I'm very sporadic in my talking. Um, what I was talking about, like the how much I love The Sims and everything, is since I play on console, I'm very limited, right? I have a PS5 now. We know this. I've been streaming this Legacy Challenge since I have had the PlayStation 5, and it runs way better. However, there's like things like the project I'm working on now. I don't want to talk too much about it because I feel like if I talk about it, I manifest it not getting finished. But there's like limitations when you play on PlayStation for certain things, that like I could benefit from things like pose packs. I could benefit from wonderful whims and wicked whims for certain things, like even streaming. Like there's just things that I want to be able to play with. Like I understand that it's kind of overdone and can be kind of weird at a certain point, but I want to be able to play a family that's got drama and maybe there's like a teen pregnancy or whatever. But I can't because I play on the console. And the only way to do it, it's even weirder when you try to do it on console because what you have to do is you have to age them up into young adults. Basically what I do is I age the teenage boy back down to a teenager once, the deed is done. And because you can't change the age of a pregnant sim, I have to wait until the baby's born to age down the teenage girl. So generally I just don't do it because it's a pain in the ass and it takes it's like, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word right now, but you know what I mean? Like, it kind of just takes you out of the fun of that drama in the story. It's just very unnatural, I guess. It doesn't make sense. But not only that, not even just for teen pregnancy, but having Sims that don't want kids. Even with the, like, hates children, uh, the trait where you hate children, especially now, and it's bugged. It's gotta be bugged. Because I can have my hates children Sims try for baby, and a lot of times they don't even get the moodlet for it. If they're trying for the baby, they don't get the tense for trying for a baby moodlet or whatever. The only time hates children Sims actually like react upon that stuff is if they're in a room decorated with children stuff, or they're around like other people's children. Because I think I've also had babies and like children and toddlers of that have parents that hate children technically, but they're like okay with their kids, which is I want that. But it feels very shallow because there's no like special moodlet that says anything like what the is it Wonderful Whims that does it? I don't remember what Slice of Life, where it's like, oh, I didn't want this child to begin with. I really don't like kids, but they're like a mini me of me, and I want some detail like that. Like, I know I can write that, but the mod, whichever mod does it, I think it might be Slice of Life, that goes into detail about these Sims who didn't think they want to be parents or whatever. Like, that stuff is important to me. Um, so I've been wanting a PC for a very long time, and I just, like, it's not in our budget currently, but any money that I would be making through DoorDash or any other odd source of income would definitely benefit me starting to save where I control all that cash in hand to put away for that. So basically, what I'm saying is, my plans for streaming. I know this is very long. I haven't been here for a couple months, so you're gonna have to give me a couple minutes to like get myself sorted and situated, get everything out of the way, so that I can start playing. Because I'll talk about all this, the Legacy family too, uh, after I finish, catching you guys all up. Because that's kind of important too with the family and stuff, because I have actually, as the title suggests, I have no idea what we were doing. I know that like I made some weird condition for Heidi because she is an elder now, and her thing isn't impossible to do, but I think I gave it to her aspiration. I think I gave it to her way later on. So because the story got really chaotic, so I said she did a lot in her life. As long as she gets the 5,000 aspiration points, then we're good. So I am going to finish that out today, I think. But anyways, my point was that I don't want to burn myself out by trying to do a bunch of different things, because I already I struggle with a lot of things. My health right now is not the best. More so for my own doing. Like, I just have fallen back into bad habits, and I just need to get, I'm not like dying or anything. I'm not saying that like I have some illness. No, what I'm saying is like I just haven't been taking care of myself like I was before. Being on a decent sleeping schedule, though, really does help. So I am getting back into the swing of things. However, if I'm going to be doing DoorDash and stuff, I plan on doing it during the hours where Aaron is at school, and I want to do it at least 3 times a week, possibly. And if I do that, then for me, that leaves me like 2 days to stream. Now, I don't know if today Aaron is getting picked up by her grandmother, which she used to every Friday. I don't know if that's going to be the case this year. Aaron's been kind of iffy on, like, she's at the age right now where it's not cool to hang out with grandma anymore. Like, she's only 6, but she is getting to that age, and every kid is different, and she just wants to be around friends and whatever. But she was excited to go today, so I don't know. What we shall see. But I'm thinking that it's a good possibility that she won't be picked up every Friday. But I plan on possibly doing like a stream Monday and a stream Friday, or stream one of the days and then always on Friday. I don't know. But I plan on streaming at least 2 times a week, and then giving myself the rest of the week to do DoorDash. So that gives me, a decent amount of time to play this Legacy, or not just this Legacy, but just stream in general. And also make myself useful in gaining a little bit of revenue on the side. I don't know. I mean, if it comes down to it one day, like, and I get a PC and I get serious about it, because another reason to get the PC would be to be able to edit down streams that I've been wanting to edit down, because I can't use my editing software on my laptop. I can barely watch YouTube videos anymore on my laptop. Um, but I definitely will be like editing a bunch of stuff down, cleaning up my YouTube channel, and possibly like making videos again and stuff like that. And maybe one day I will make like some kind of revenue and it'll go somewhere if I feel up to it. I don't know. It's just not really an avenue that I'm currently thinking about as a job for revenue. Like, to me, that seems very stressful. Just a lot of shit that YouTubers go through to like make sure that stuff can be monetized and whatever else. And I don't know. It's just like not the best time to be a content creator if that's like your main source of income. I feel like. I don't know. But anyways, so like that's out of the way. I'm sure I missed something. There, like I told you, that it was chaotic this summer. A lot of stuff happened. It took me. We're in the second whole week of Aaron being in school. It's almost October. And I planned on coming back. I had already thought about this when I was on vacation, and I was like, I could stream during playground program, and then playground program was almost over, and I was like, you know what? I'll just not stream during summer. I'll come back in September. And then September rolled around, and I just wasn't sure how to insert myself back into the streaming. So it's a lot just to like sit here and catch you guys all up on stuff. But I will say that out of everything, I can like safely say I have no clue what the hell I did last time I played this family. I mean, I do and I don't. I know that Dustin, because I remember how much I love Dustin because he's like based off of Dustin from Stranger Things. But I know that Dustin's supposed to technically be doing the spellcaster aspiration, and we're doing like occults. This is the occult, whatever. I do need to look at the family tree though, because I should probably do it from Dustin's side. This doesn't matter. So this would be the first gen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so she was fourth gen, so he's fifth gen. So they were technically halfway through. So yeah, Dustin's gen should be started today. I need to take a thumbnail picture. Dustin's gen should be started today. Heidi is probably gonna pass away today. I don't remember. Did she just age up? She just aged up, so maybe not. Misty, I can't remember if she's older or not. She is a bit older. Yeah, no. Okay, so the recap that I can remember is as best I can. Let's actually open up the genealogy. So we had Pandora, who lived in Mount Komorebi. Why couldn't I think of that? She lived in Mount Komorebi, ended up marrying. We're chaotic because we were evil. And the evil thing, I said that okay, I'm remembering. I said that each one of the traits that they get, because I random roll the traits, each trait that they get, they have to incorporate in some way during their lifetime. And they have to complete their aspiration was my conditions. Except for Heidi, because I can't remember why we said it was okay for Heidi not to do it and just do the 5,000 aspiration points, other than the fact that they just absolutely hate the party. Like, it just didn't fit, really, the party animal thing, compared to what she was doing. Like, we'll get to that once we come down here. Anyways, their children were Elliot and Mauve. Mauve was an artist, right? And she had a pretty big family. She had Cole and... Did she have 3 kids? I guess... No, she only had 2. Oh, they had an adopted kid. That's right. Her husband Derek adopted a kid right before they decided to move in together and get married, and then they had two twin boys. I don't remember anything really spectacular from her gen either. But then we had Cole, who was kind of a player. Why can't I see... I'm very confused. Hold on. Mauve? Cole. Mauve? It doesn't show... That's weird. Why doesn't it show, There's a mod. There's Cole. What? It doesn't show, I can't even remember the other brother's name. Hold on a second. Let me go into Dustin's genealogy really quick. Because I guess it wouldn't show because it's her uncle? This doesn't make any sense. What am I looking for? Okay. There's Mauve. There's Cole. Bro. I don't see him in here, but it shows Arya and Melody. Anyways, so Cole has a brother that I can't think of the name of, right? Andre, Cole, and Ahmad were their children. Ahmad was adopted, and Cole and Andre were the twins. Cole was kind of a player. Then he moved to Sulani after he lived in Del Sol Valley with a girl that he got pregnant. And they had Heidi, yeah? Yeah, they did. They had Heidi. Heidi was the firstborn, and then Cole, traveled a lot. And he traveled to Sulani and ended up meeting a mermaid woman and ended up having Melody and Arya, who he denied for the longest time, but eventually, or I guess Marina was the mom of these kids, and Marina was very adamant on making the other woman find out. I mean, she technically was the other woman, but Marina was very adamant on having Heidi's mom find out that she was pregnant with his kid, and then she had twins, and the Neighborhood Stories ended up killing the mom, so it technically killed the kids too, which it doesn't show that they're dead, but they're non-existent because that's how the game works. So there was this whole mystery. This is where his stuff got really wonky. Cole had to deal with this. Like, he became a better sim over time. He, started his own yoga classes and everything. Became just a wellness guru and everything. Obviously, the things that he did earlier on in his life were unforgivable for some sims in his life. But he was an all-around very fun sim to play because he was super chaotic and had a redemption arc. But it left Heidi with a bad taste in her mouth because her dad, moved away from them all, and it wasn't until Heidi was a teenager and her mom was older and, about to die that she was, moved in permanently with her dad, even though she had visited, on time off from school and stuff like that. She would live with her dad. Not live with her dad, but go on vacation. And then toward the end of school, she ended up moving to Sulani and living with her father. When her father passed away and she was cleaning up his belongings, she found some damning evidence that there was some other secrets that he was not willing to tell her. And he kind of just left that for her to figure out on her own, which is kind of a shitty thing. Old dogs can learn new tricks, but not, there's some things that are just instilled, and Cole didn't have he was not brave enough to face his daughter and tell her this information that he could barely process himself about the fact that he had two other children, which would have been her siblings. but that they had passed away. Like that, there's just a lot of information. So there was a whole thing about that. And so Heidi went on this crusade. This is why we didn't get her thing done. Like, I could have gotten her aspiration done probably if we didn't do like the storytelling bit of this. Um, but since it's my rules for my legacy, we're not like failing the legacy because I didn't do it. We'll just get her to get aspiration points enough for. I don't even know the purpose, but I don't know, just for my own fulfillment. But she ended up having a son with somebody she met at a nightclub, very much like her father. She met Akira, I think it is his dad. Koichi. The flipping around of my cursor. Yeah, Koichi's his dad. I was gonna say she's not married to him. She's married to Misty. Okay. And Misty and her, when she moved out from Sulani and sold the house, she was looking for a place to stay, to like live and rent that was cheap because her dad left her the house and said that she could sell it or she could keep it. But even with the money that she got from selling the house, it wasn't like a super lot. So she wanted to find somebody to like roommate with, and that was Misty. And Misty was living in the house pretty much empty from the beginning and didn't tell Heidi that her real intent was to flip the property and make it so that she could sell it off to the universities as student housing and all this stuff. But Heidi stuck with it and was like, yeah, I'll help you do this. And eventually they made the house a home and then student housing. And then they moved to Strangerville because Misty said, you've helped me so much with all this stuff, so I'm going to stick with you and do your thing and help you figure out, this mystery that you have going on in your life, of trying to solve the whole thing with her siblings and whatever. And all that is a little bit muddled. I feel like I should have rewatched the last few streams to see where we were in that story. But I do know, like, key points. Like, she knows now, obviously, what happened. She figured out that her dad had 2 daughters. The daughters are dead. The mom is dead. But they have, like, burial spots. And then she realized her dad, I think that was the point, was that she realized her dad put those plots. But there's not really any, like, there's no bodies buried there. There's no, like, remains anywhere. Like, they couldn't figure, like, they didn't know where they actually went. And then eventually Heidi learned, like, in Strangerville, a bunch of secrets about how occults and stuff were being used for research and all this other stuff. And that they definitely had to have been dissected or something, like, to put it gently, right? No, but she found out that, like, her siblings are mermaids. And she got curious enough to like mess around with all that, and then she turned herself into a mermaid because I feel like Heidi's very chaotic in the sense that she's like very headstrong about something. So if she's gonna go and do something, she's gonna be all in on it. So she's like, if there's a way I can turn myself into a mermaid just to know what it's like, and like why would this need to be like a thing that the lab was studying and whatever. And so she turned herself into a mermaid. And so at this point, they have moved back to Sulani into the house where the twins lived, where the twin girls lived and Morena lived. And so after that, after Heidi had turned herself, Heidi had turned herself into a mermaid, she was trying to hide it from Misty, and Koichi still lived with them. Koichi actually still lives in that house, if I remember correctly. A lot of this is me just, like, talking about it, and then I'm puzzle piecing things back together, because if I didn't talk about it, I'd have no idea where I put everybody. But I'm pretty sure Koichi is in the house that Marina and the girls lived at, because they lived there, and then Koichi just kept the house, and then because there was something. Oh yeah. Oh, vampire. What is his name? How did I forget his name? Caleb. Caleb became friends with Misty before she knew he was a vampire, and then, like, just coincidentally, I remember we made up this whole plot point where he was like, "Oh, you're a mermaid. Like, I know exactly where you could go to be safe," and yada yada yada, whatever. But I remember, like, we had a whole, like, tension between Misty and Heidi because Misty was like, "Why the fuck would you do that? Why would you turn yourself into a mermaid when you know what the consequence would be?" And so then she talked to Caleb at some point, and we moved very fast in her gen because there was so much going on. But that's also why we never got the party aspiration done, which is fine, like I said. Because there was just so much. It was kind of like, and I did get the stuff done for Peach Gen and Not So Berry, but it was kind of like Asher's Gen where it was super freaking chaotic, but you don't know what's going on either, Mariah. Hi, Mariah. How are you doing? I've spent 36 minutes explaining my summer and trying to catch up on what happened the last time I played this, so I was just explaining the genealogy tree, basically for my own sake. I do have a message, though. One second. Sorry, Tyler messaged me. Okay. Yeah, no. Yeah, I've been spending the past, like, whatever. Your summer was good? That's good. I was talking about how chaotic mine was. Mine was really good for the most part. Like, we did a lot this summer, and because of errands and school and stuff, things still do feel, even though, like, August was not structured at all for me, it was still more structured, more going out and doing things summer than the past. I mean, obviously, the past 3 years, you kind of can't even count them because everybody was stuck inside, but I don't know, it just felt, I always felt like I was going to be a shitty mom because I just never felt like going out and doing things, but like this year I just pushed myself to do it, and we had a lot of fun, so, but yeah, anyways, as far as my Sims here go, I think I covered pretty much everything. If you want to listen to my very chaotic recap, you can always watch it back. But yeah, so from what I remember, they moved. Oh yeah, I didn't finish that. Caleb told them to move to, what the fuck is this place called? You know, the magic place, Glimmerbrook, because they would be safe there. And I said that I had planned out like how the maps would go. I stopped streaming like right before the werewolf pack, and I think where we're going with this is we're gonna go. This is my plan. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do spellcaster, werewolf, vampire. But then again, it also depends on, you know, I like the randomness of my gens as well, and I kind of want the story to fit whatever the randomness of the gen is too, so I don't know. But I know that Dustin's got the spellcaster stuff, so we're gonna be doing that. I remember that I made a student house next to the house, technically, for Dustin to go to, so that he could go to like magic school. Now that the high school pack's out, I have both. I have all of them actually. I do have the wedding pack, I have the high school pack, and I do have werewolves. Um, so I do have all those. Uh, but I don't know if I'm gonna have him actually go to like university. I think that's too much. I might just send him off to high school by himself, so it can be like he's going to magic school, and I might not use that student housing building technically. If I do, I might just move him in when he's older. I could do that and just not send him to actual college. Like, I could move him into the student housing with other witches and wizards, and they could go to the magic realm and stuff like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Basically, we're starting Dustin's gen today because I don't really have anything else to do with Heidi. Like, I could technically just say that she's done right now because she's an elder and we've done so much with her. Which I might just do. But Dustin's still a teenager, so, like, there's not too much to do other than to, like, get him to start reading books and stuff. But can he be a spellcaster at his age? I can't remember. He might actually be one. Oh, he is. The thing on his plump up. I couldn't remember if he could be or not, so. I did get the high school pack. I played around with it a little bit. But, sorry, Tyler's messaging me. He said he misses me. He probably doesn't even know I'm streaming right now. But yeah. So, oh, I thought that my stairs were bugged. It's just so dark right there. So, I will do the thing I said where I get Heidi's aspiration points to 5,000 before I stop, like, playing with her totally. But it's probably going to be through, like, these interactions more so because, like, we're not going to throw knitting parties or anything, you know? The whole point of this, like, me canceling this was because this is what she had when she was a teenager, because that's when I give them their aspirations. But because of the way her story went, like, technically nobody knows that she lives here. So it makes absolutely no sense to be throwing, like, parties unless I was to, like, to get to know the neighborhood, but it's kind of late, you know? Tell him to get his ass over here to the stream. Sorry. Hold on. I will start her doing some of these things, though, actually. Listen to... Do they... I don't think they have a stereo, but what is this? Level up in charisma skill? I can have her do that. Do I have a mirror? Did I put mirrors in this bat? Yes, I did. Why did I put a punching bag in that one room? Oh my god. You ever play a family and go back to it and be like, what the hell was this for? Practice your speech. As I'm playing with one hand. The wedding pack, yes, I finally did. I got the wedding pack because it would not go any lower than like 20% off, so I was just like, I'll get it. Because I didn't want to be 2 packs behind. I know. I figured they fixed it enough for it to not be a problem. And it was alright. I used it a couple times. The one time I used it casually, it actually worked. The time, like, I feel like anytime they put out a new pack, people automatically try to force, like, I'm not defending it in any way. If you buy a pack should work. However, I feel like when people play the game, they don't play with the pack integrated naturally into their game. They play with it where it's like can I have 30 guests at my wedding and it be okay? Like, they don't just like, I did one where I had like 5 or 6 guests and they got married on their home lot in a barn wedding because they were a farm family and it worked fine. But using the actual wedding venue, it still worked, but it was very chaotic because the wedding venue itself, there's like a bunch of seats around and stuff. So like if people are sitting, they could be sitting in 3 rooms away, like stuff like that. It's just easier to control it when you're actually playing it naturally through like the progression of whatever the situation is in your game. I do love this little house though. Obviously we'd need to finish up like the living room and stuff like that. Oh yeah, our little picnic basket. Oh, we do have a little radio. Where is that? I put it on top of the suit. Okay, that's the one part of like his room is like very bouncy because of the thing that I put on the outside here. She needs to listen to electronica music. I'm gonna have to turn on electronica. It's so silly to like do it this way, but I kind of just want to like do what I said and get the points, her aspiration points, and then just hang out with Dustin since there's such a freaking gap in the Let's Play. I can't remember if you can play in this little space with somebody else. Sky, hello. That's what I'm saying. That is the fix. There's still problems with the pack. 100% there's still problems with the pack. There's problems with the high school pack. The werewolf pack, the only thing I can really complain about is I don't know. The fated mate system's kind of weird. Like, I didn't play with it enough to have to worry about it. I've only really played with one actual werewolf to experiment with it. But then, like, I don't know. I really can't even say anything about it other than the full moon. Like, I understand, but I have to always put it on speed 3 to go through it because I can't deal. I am doing okay, Sky. It's been a very fulfilling summer vacation for us, actually, which is nice because the past couple years, because of COVID, have been kind of rough. Tense from Needs Amusement. I don't even remember what his actual like stuff is. He's a recycled disciple. Right, I said I wanted to be able to implement several different aspects of his life, like of his traits into his life. That's not how I wanted to say that. All his traits should be at least used once in his life is what I meant to say. You haven't played with it at all? You mean to, but you're trying to redo the worlds. So, can I just show it from here? Without giving away anything. So this is obviously my legacy save, but then I have an experimental save, and this save is like, I I like playing around with the new scenarios if I want to. This one I tried out the new, like um the free kit that we got and the kid clothing kit with the family, but there's also other families in here that I experimented with, including I used a couple of my not so berry sims actually, Nero and Sienna actually, are who I used to try out the high school pack. Um, I can't remember what else I did. But then this is the master save, and this one I'm trying to do like I have a project that I'm working on. In that save, but that's the family. That's the family that got married in the barn. So, but yeah, I've been working on a lot of things in this game. I just don't like to play by myself. It's The Sims, and I don't like to play by myself. You know. No, what I mean is like I prefer to stream it because I like to talk about it. It's the easiest avenue for getting the story across and still making the game feel like a game and not like it's a lot of work. When I would do the machinimas, I loved doing them. Right now I can't even make them, so it's not even a factor. But when when I did make them, it was a lot of work and I don't rest until like a project is done from start to finish. So an episode would literally take me like 16 hours, and I would sit there from like the moment that I've made it. And I'm not even talking about getting footage. Footage I would get the day before, the day before for the most part, and then the next day I'd edit the video. When I did like the Christmas project one, I filmed the parts of it starting the week before, and then when I was editing videos, I already had the footage, but it would take me 16 hours essentially to make those videos. When I made that 2-minute music video for Cradles, that took me about 6 hours getting footage and also editing the video itself. And it's worth it. I fucking adore doing those projects, and I think they're fun and they make me feel fulfilled when I make them, but it's really taxing and time consuming. Did you get a new laptop? I did not. Yes, I took bathroom breaks. Luckily my office is right across the hall from the bathroom. But I'll tell you what, like staring at my laptop for 16 hours in a row, holy moly. But no, I didn't. I didn't get a new computer, a new laptop. I really, really want one because I want to edit videos again. I miss doing that. I know that as soon as I do, though, I'm going to take forever to edit my first video because I haven't used Wondershare in forever. And I'm sure they've changed a lot because every time I turn around, I'm getting an advertisement for Wondershare 10.5, Wondershare X, or Wondershare fucking, I don't even know. I'm just like, oh my god, can you stop? You have a video named You Edited Bloxy Awards, and it took you about an hour to record, and then it took you 2 hours to edit. See, those videos were always nice. I would like take a stream. I used to stream for a very long time though. I would stream for like 5 or 6 hours straight, and then I'd want to edit those down to find the best, the best clips. It would take me forever because I'd watch all 5 hours of my self-talk. You know, like I can't remember if I had Dustin learn the handiness skill. I think I did because technically calling a repair service would be letting them know where they live. I would edit those like I did Remothered the Tormented Fathers. I got 2 VODs out of, or not VODs. There are 2 VODs on the channel, but then I edited those down into 2 like 10-minute videos. And I think they're funny. playing games like that, I get quite a good chunk of content out of those. When I try to like make a video and then edit it, that's fine, but I don't know. Something about streaming just for hours and then taking that content and editing the best clips from it. I get to watch it and then realize like there's some good shit in a stream that like I didn't even catch until I've like gone through, and then like cutting that together and making it somewhat like a seamless experience. I don't know, there's just something about it that's very cathartic. You edit till 2 a.m. That used to be me, for sure. Dustin's so sad because he needs socialization. But that's kind of part of the issue, right? Like, I mean, he's got his moms to talk to, but not... He probably misses his dad, his hair, but man. Dude, tomorrow and the next day, it was supposed to be tomorrow. I have things like scheduled out because we plan on watching the Harry Potter movies up until Halloween. But Phil and Erin, like Erin wants to go as, she keeps flip-flopping. She wants to go as Elle, but then she says she wants to go as Max from Stranger Things. And Erin looks like Max. So I'm really trying to convince her to be Max. Oh, you can't talk to the dinosaur. But I think I can have you learn a spell. Oops. Sticky buttons. Wait, why can't we practice magic? I'm very confused. Can I get him to go out here in the yard? Yeah, she looks like Max. So, but Phil and Erin haven't finished Stranger Things yet. So I'm like, because Erin's being wishy-washy about it, I'm like, all right, let's finish the show. So last week they had 4 episodes left to watch. Last week we watched the last 2 before that 1-month break, before they put out the other 2 videos. And then tomorrow we're supposed to technically watch the last 4 hours, which is the last 2 episodes. But Erin might not be here tomorrow, so we're probably going to just watch the one. But it kills me. It eats me alive inside because I binge watch those kinds of shows, and then I have to sit, like, bite my tongue instead of my hands and not say anything about the show to Erin or Phil because they haven't seen it yet. And then they're going to watch if we only watch 1 episode tomorrow, I'm kind of going to be like, kind of just anxious all week for, them to watch the last episode. I don't know. It's so silly, but I didn't know he had a project to do. He said, you think I should make a Sims video? I think I'm just gonna do normal series. I never watched Stranger Things, but I know a lot of my cousins Sims for Eddie. Oh, Eddie. Oh, Eddie. Who doesn't sim for Eddie? Yeah, no, Eddie and Dustin, they're my favorite. I'm sending Dustin alone to school because technically we gotta pretend like he's going to Magic Academy, right? So it kind of would take me out of the whole like realm of magic thing if he kind of went to Copperdale and it was just normal normal high school, just a little bit. He likes Steve, I hated for the longest time. I even missed out on getting him in Dead by Daylight because I didn't like him. So when they were doing we're getting rid of Stranger Things in our game sale, I bought the Demogorgon and I already had Nancy. And then I never got Steve. And then I started watching Stranger Things again and I'm like, damn it, I should have got Steve. Because he actually turns into a really good character. But like season 1, he's such a dick. I just need to get Heidi to these 5,000 points, and then I can just not even worry about these two. I don't understand this one. How did I do that? And did they change that? Because I don't remember that. Maybe not. You hated Steve in season 1? Well, it was very, I was very wishy-washy on if I wanted Aaron to watch the newer season, because as it's gone on, like, she likes scary stuff, but as it's gone on, Stranger Things went from being the Goonies, essentially, to being fucking Stephen King's The Mist. Like, it went from 0 to 100, and so I'm just like, I don't know, is this gonna scar her for life? Because especially, I can't say anything, but like in the last 2 episodes, they even, like, they had to put a warning this season because there was a scene that was so, like, graphic and so close to the Uvalde incident that they had to put a warning and be like, by the way, we filmed this months ago. It was a trigger warning, essentially. And so I'm just like, okay, we're getting serious. You kept hearing your friends talking about him for the rest of the seasons. He's alright, I guess. He definitely is like, he becomes one of my favorites once him and Dustin start hanging out. And then this season, he kinda is there. And then they make good points at some point about like certain things that have to do with him, but it's not, I don't know. It's all right, but it's not Eddie, not Dustin, so I don't really care. You didn't know that the Doctor Strange movie was going to be like that? You like Doctor Strange? I don't think I've ever watched Doctor Strange. I've heard of it. I hear a chime in my game. It's like, how many times have I been to Glimmerbrook? Who's this? This save just, I didn't add like any other Sims or anything to the world to be like organically in it. Generally when I start a save, I don't add Sims until later on, so I'm pretty sure this save is like that. But I'm getting them all mixed up now because I have that like master save where everything is handcrafted by me essentially. So I will say one thing, Heidi very much looks like an old woman. Like, I don't know why, because Sims tend to either always look young or always look old, I feel like. But Heidi she was like super young, and then she definitely looks like an old woman. I don't know how to explain that. I feel like that's a universal Sim thing, though. It's like they don't reflect their age very well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she definitely has like the bags under the eyes and stuff, but she doesn't necessarily look like an elder. Although she's also wearing makeup, but that's beside the point. Alright, Heidi, what do you want to do so that we can... You still want to level up in Charisma Skill and listen to electronic music? Oops, that's not what I wanted. See, now, Dustin is probably dead at school because I didn't put 2 and 2 together that the reason why he wasn't sleeping was because the radio was on. I always do that. It was PG-13. You're like, hell no. Isn't like a PG-13 multivariate madness. I'm sorry, what? Oh, okay, that's what I thought you meant, multiverse. She can't dance to it. So, well, that's cool. I guess level up your charisma skill. She has to level it up, though. It takes fucking forever to do this. In the mirror, anyways. I don't even know where our mailbox is, honestly. Alright, Mariah. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna take her forever. There's not really anything to do here. Ma'am, she's what? Take a bath then. Take a bath. Because she's an indoorsy sim, but you're in... Oh yeah, since I haven't been streaming, they introduced the wants and fears, obviously, and like, this weird shit's gonna happen where she wants to flirt with somebody else that's not her wife. Cool, love that. Your dad really liked Doctor Strange and he didn't like it after walking out. He walked out on it? Wow. That is rough. A poor score from taking an exam. And exhausted, okay. I'm gonna have to say that his poor score is due to, not being naturally adept at magic, you know? And the gathering. Just kidding, that was a joke for nerds. Oh, shit, Heidi still works? I get... In the end... See, there's things that I did last time I played that I just don't remember. Talking to these certain sims and everything. What else is very weird about, like, playing... Whenever a new update... That scared the shit out of me. Whenever a new update would happen in The Sims, I generally would, like... Not at the beginning. At the beginning, I only had one save because I was always worried for some reason that you could only have one save. So I played on one very laggy save for a long time. But I definitely now, like, I'm usually play in a new household with, like, aging off or in a completely new save when a new update comes out so that, like, it doesn't feel so off-putting when I'm playing with a family I've been playing with for a long time. But then the problem with that is those families get abandoned for the most part because I don't ever go back to them. It's really the sad reality of a Sims player. At least, me. Me as a Sims player. Why do I hear... Never mind. If you can't tell, I'm just trying to get through to finish these aspiration points for Heidi. Make something greater than poor quality. First of all, take a bath. What else? Dance to stereo music. I would have to put, like, a music player somewhere else that's not in Dustin's room because it's not really accessible, you know? You know, when, like, a scouting board is in the way of your radio that plays music and you can't listen to it because the scouting board's in the way. This is a real world situation. It happened to me once. You need to make a Sim series because you're gonna make it more funny. Yeah, I always try to be funny, but then I'm not. I think I'm the most hilarious thing in the world, except that I know that I'm not. I try to do Call Me Kevin style videos over on another channel that was literally deemed a Sims channel. And there's only 3 episodes on it. But they still hold up pretty well. For like earlier on and not knowing how to edit all that well. The content that's mostly over there is like speedcast and speed build. Debate captains. No, what do I need to do? Reach spellcaster rank 2, accolade, know 3 different spells, cast spell on another sim. I bet you I could. I can't, because it's not dirty. Oh yeah, teenage stuff is going to be happening to him, right? Probably not hair growth or anything, because I don't think I have it enabled, but like acne. What else is going on? Desperate for fun and tired. Why is there a plate on the floor? Why are you not concerned usually they're concerned about being okay, now she is. But we can't pick up this plate apparently. It's really weird that you guys are hanging out in the bathroom together. I'm just gonna say it. Oh yeah, I forgot that Misty is technically a paranoid sim. Shout forbidden words. Go ahead. Same. Did Heidi ever level up her thing? Oh my gosh. You know, I think that, I'm just gonna replace it. I think that, something. I'll come back around to it when I figure it out. Whatever I was gonna say. I forgot Justin's last name is Shibata. Like ciabatta, but not bread. Man, I don't know what to do for you, buddy. I know, it's real boring here. Be friendly with Misty. Okay. Brighten day. Wait, what was that? What was that other thing? Uncomfortable from what? From mopping a puddle? Oh no. Whatever will you do? So then it changes both of them. Go for a jog. I know this seems very redundant and like unnecessary, but I just feel like it's necessary. What else do you need to do? Do power sculpting workout? I don't have a TV. Except for the fact that now she needs to walk home. What's Missy doing? Just standing here. They need like something fun to do. The thing is that I don't want this house to have a TV. Like, if you notice, all their light fixtures are candles. This is technically a record player. So, like, they don't it's not that they live off grid, but they don't live where there's electricity, like in the natural sense, I guess. If that makes any sense. I don't have any electronics in the house. I don't have any. No, this is a magic thermostat. Woo! No electronics. Alright. Wants to go to sleep. I'm starting to, like, go back on my word. I kind of just want to focus on Dustin. I feel like we took such a long break that, like, I have no connection with Heidi anymore. Like, I do. I remember all the stuff that I did with her. But, like, she has been done for a while. So I'm feeling like maybe I should just cut my losses and not worry about the... Like, what am I going to do with the aspiration points anyways? I already gave her everything I wanted. I think what I said was that I wanted to get the money tree thing because I was like, oh, magical and whatever. But it's kind of pointless because I don't like to play where my Sims have a lot of money in the next gen generally. Unless it's a very key point, like I've come from a rich background or whatever, but like technically these Sims are very much like on the run. I don't even know why Heidi's still working, I'll be honest. She probably should be retired. I'm sure there was a reason for a lot of things I did that I chose to do. I just don't remember them. I don't think Misty's never worked, I don't think. Because technically we were making money by flipping and selling the properties that she had. No, she doesn't. Yeah, I think what I'll do... I mean, is anybody else opposed? No? Okay. I think what I'm going to have her do is retire and then just have her retire from being the heir. Essentially. Like, there's no point in me getting the 5,000 aspiration points. And there's no point, like, there just never was a point of doing any of the other stuff than the story stuff that I did with her. So, I'm ready to focus on Dustin. It's just easier for me to come back to this and pick up with a fresh beginning. So, let's do that really quick. Because, first of all, that doesn't make any sense. Not that Heidi can't get those points if she wants them. I'm just not going to actively do it, you know? And then Dustin's just playing. It's just like, I enjoy playing with multiple Sims sometimes, but when I've got, like, when I'm doing challenges like this or whatever, I really like to focus for a long time on the Sim that I need to focus on. And establish a story and everything. And I think that Misty and Heidi definitely got a lot of good stuff out of, you know, their stories and stuff. Eventually, like I was saying, when I do get a laptop or a computer that is able to edit things better, I'm going to go through and actually make edited videos of these streams where the context of the actual, like, storytelling and stuff is all condensed, so it still makes sense, and there's jokes in there and stuff like that, whatever I've said on stream, but it's condensed so that it's digestible to watch from the perspective of somebody who just wants to watch like a 15-minute video or whatever. And it'll be a long series because I stream for a very long time, and there will be a lot to cut out, but there still will be a lot to keep in videos and stuff. But yeah, so I think that from here, Heidi and Misty, and maybe I did at the end of the last stream I did, maybe I did say, you know what, we'll just, the next time I stream, we'll start with Dustin or whatever. I could have very well have already made this decision, not even remembered. But it's gonna be a lot easier for them to just live their lives or whatever, and for me to control Dustin so that I can start his story for the most part, which we already did. Which means I think this. I'll have to watch the other stream back, the last one I did, because it's dependent on when I've started a gen, like actually started working on a gen, is when they get their thumbnail. So I'm gonna have to figure that one out. And I think I did take a thumbnail picture for him, so I might have to change not just this one, but the one before. Because we did do the going to the magic realm and everything else, and we were already a spellcaster. He's already enrolled in the magic school, and his life got flipped, turned upside down. You know what I mean? Like, he went to preschool and elementary school as a normal kid, whatever. I'm pretty sure he was a kid when they moved here, but like was almost a teenager, so he was basically out of grade school. As far as I remember, like technically he finished out elementary school and then got pulled out and then enrolled at some point during that time. I'm sure it would just be easier to say he left and went to middle school, like magic middle school or whatever, and was the muggle kid, quote unquote, that didn't understand anything, and he still is in high school, um but he definitely does struggle a bit more than his classmates. He probably has no friends currently, which is a lot of reason why he's always so lonely. He still goes to scouts, but they're magic scouts. Magic scouts. Ooh, it's magic. And, so he does scouts because I want him to, have good values. Oh, we did all his badges. So I have been working with him. I really have. I should have wrote down. Wait, hold on. I will lose it if I actually wrote down stuff for this. The sink is broken. Because I have 3 notebooks here. One is the project that I'm working on. One is, 2 of them are actually for that one project. So, that's not it. I need to reorganize this table over here. It is a mess. Dustin's at school. What is Heidi doing? Punching, punch. She's about to go punch. Oh, this is... I made up a Sims challenge in here that I haven't played yet. This notebook, the one notebook, is when I tried to play Not So Berry by myself, and I started out with a sim called Carson for the Mint Gen. And then his son for the Rose Gen, I messed up because I thought they were supposed to be pink instead of red, and his name was Andre. And he was pink, and then I stopped because I was like, I'll start it over at some point. I don't see a thing, though. He was asked about his scouting experiences during the weekly troop meeting. Should he make the speech entertaining or focus on being informative? Damn. I'm trying to base Dustin off of Dustin from Stranger Things as much as possible. But Dustin's both. Like, he would want to make the speech informative, but he also would want to be entertaining. But I feel like he would be more informative, and the entertainment factor comes from, like, being a smartass. So I'm going to say informative. Dustin decides to focus on the facts. Information that would improve the troop and inform junior scouts on the merits of scouting. By the end of the speech, the room was quiet with thoughtfulness, and Dustin was met with nods of appreciation from his peers. Okay. Cool. He had his thinking cap on. If you know, you know. The outdoorsy lifestyle was lost? You were just outside, bud. So this has got not so berry information in it. And bad at freaking Apex channel. I don't even play. Did you know I retired from Apex? That's a true story. I went back to Fortnite though. How are you not exhausted? Oh, she is. How are things breaking in my house so much? I don't understand. Oh my goodness. Dustin is back from a scout meeting, and I really need you to repair this. I know. You're gonna hate me. Okay. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to repair it. Damn it. Damn it. Did we get him a wand? I don't even remember, honestly. He's not using one. He digs it. I think we need to take a trip to the Magic Realm, actually. So what else do you need to do? Like, we don't need to rush this. He's definitely gonna get his done, unlike Heidi. It does feel a little bit void-ish, is that a word? A little empty, like an empty promise almost, that I didn't get Heidi's stuff done. But I have to remember, we did a lot with her. I just have to remember that. Like, I feel like the story was well worth the lack of aspiration fulfilling, especially since like aspirations tend to become so mundane over time since there's only so many that you repeat them quite often, especially if you have a sin that's a little bit more generic. Like, a lot of times it's just better to not play with the aspirations, but that's kind of the whole point of my legacy. Skip prom. We don't go to prom. We're going to the Magic Realm. Yes, enter the portal. I forgot I have a Glimmerstone in my inventory. I could just travel from there, but it's not like it took a million-mile walk, you know? Hold on, I'm messaging Tyler. All these magic ladies, all the magic ladies, all she literally used her broom to go that far up. What is the word I'm looking for? He's so annoyed.
Hey, Yoon. Big compa. Alfonso Kalu. Wadaba.
Okay, bye. It was nice to meet you. What are you doing to me? The new like teenage wave thing is funny. Tell a spooky scout story. Now the thing with Dustin is I have him dressed like Dustin from Stranger Things, but as he gets older, should I like incorporate some like warlocky outfits? I don't know. Like as he gets deeper into spellcasting. I mean, right now he's in a scout uniform, but that's awfully Dustin to me. I don't know the Sage of Practical Magic yet. So stressed out, this man. There's no fun things to do here. Am disappointed. Not really, though. Not really disappointed. Just am disappointed. You know what's kind of silly, though? Also, that you use simoleons in the magic realm. Like, wouldn't you use magic coins or something? Don't ever have me write a fantasy novel. I won't be able to do it. Yes, you owe me 5 magic coins. This sounds like something from, like Adventure Time, where everything's so, like, whimsical, but it's also very mundane. Like Magic Man. Magic Man. Okay. Oh my gosh. I could get a dragon. Do I only have... Okay. I'm thinking. We don't have much money. At current. Wand of Astral Create. No. I like the Ancient Wood Wand. We'll have enough for this. I'm getting the dragon. If you know, you know. You know? Bind familiar. His name is going to be Dart. Oh, wait. Capitalize that, though. Capitalize it. His name is Dart. Always use wand. So, I can't remember how to do this. Do I summon familiar from... I do. Summon Dart. That's just way too excited about that. Having my name is Dustin, and I have a familiar. His name is Dart. Look at he summoned Dart, and 2 women just walked up to him, and they're like, "Who's your friend?" His name was Dart. He's still so stressed out, though. I'm trying to have fun. What is fun? What could possibly be fun? Does he have, like, likes or anything? I don't know. That's wrong. his hobby thing just glue. He did. Oh, never mind his colors. He doesn't like yellow. He likes fitness, and he likes strange tunes. Well, I don't know. Yeah, go home. Go get some sleep. We'll figure some stuff out. We'll figure some stuff out. It's gonna take me a second. Grahati. Okie dokie. This house is pretty cute, don't you think? Alright. Go ahead and go to sleep, Dustin. My plan was, like I said, to live in this house for quite a while. I kind of want Dustin to move into what would be the student housing if he's, like, going to go clear for his young adult years, but then move back here. But I don't know. I'm just not entirely sure because I want that house to also be filled with people who are magic, if that makes sense. But anytime I use, like, if I go the roommate avenue, they never, like, want to stay, if that makes any sense. But I might try it, because the only other way to do it is actually make it student housing, but they can't have cauldrons, because cauldrons count as outdoor cooking things. It's dumb. Like, student housing can't have ovens and stuff like that, which is fine. I get it. They want you to have, like, some sort of challenge. The challenge of, like, only eating microwaved meals or whatever. But you guys are very comfortable with each other. It's kind of weird. I drank my Dunkin' coffee before this, but it's not doing it for me. I might have to make another coffee. Yeah, recycled disciple. That's the thing is, like, how am I going to incorporate that into his life? What do recycled disciples want to do? They're not freegans, so they don't dig through the trash. Because that would be easier for me to be like, oh, dig through the trash to get ingredients for, like, potions or whatever. Why do I have these? I'll keep one. I think that he had those for... Oh yeah, we gotta keep the painting. I almost sold that. That's an easy 7,000 simoleons. Almost 8,000 simoleons, but no, we gotta keep it. Actually, let's favorite that. He's hungry. I feel like practicing magic is, like, on the top of my to-do list, but he's very stressed out right now. And he has been stressed out. So, like, I think you can talk... Where are you going? I think you can talk to your familiars to bring up, like, your social. Why don't you just sit at the table, you weirdo? No, you can't. You can't talk to your familiar. I am going to try to have him practice his magic. Never use wands. Practice magic. I'm going to keep practicing